everybody, I'm Aisha. This is my channel, Ginger Yoda, and today's video is going to be 5 recommendations for films, documentaries, movies on Netflix that I just want to share with you guys. So get yourself comfortable because I'm about ready to go all Siskel and Ebert about things that I really care about, which are cruelty-free or plant-based diet, vegan diet, vegetarian diet, and animal advocacy. So that's what these films are about. The first documentary, because there's going to be 3 documentaries. The first documentary is called Feel Rich. It's just a wonderful take from the hip hop world about changing their lifestyle, where being rich means being healthy. The film is narrated by Quincy Jones III, who is one of Quincy Jones's sons, and it has Common in it, Paul Wall, Fat Joe, Jermaine Dupri, just all these really famous hip hop artists that have completely changed their lifestyle and have gone from considering and thinking that the bigger you are, the richer you are, and the better you are, to just being super healthy and fit and being able to walk up a flight of stairs. In-depth interviews with rappers that are hip hop artists and rappers that have just completely changed their lifestyle and their beliefs and their thoughts on how they approach food. It's called Feel Rich. The next documentary is another one that I stumbled across a few years ago that I just think everyone should watch, just in general. It's called Forks Over Knives, and it is a bunch of researchers and scientists who are thinking about things in terms of animal-based diet versus plant-based diet, and how these diets change just the world, the population, when it comes to all kinds of diseases. Now, this documentary is just full of statistics. It's full of statistics, and if you sit down and watch it, whether you're a meat eater or a vegetarian or a vegan, you're going to get a lot of information, because these studies that have been going on, that they have conducted, they're going on in the USA, but they've collaborated with different countries. So those countries were also doing this research with the U.S. With the U.S. scientists and the U.S. researchers that were doing it, they also had their counterparts in other parts of the country that were doing the same thing to see what was happening in their world when people switched from an animal-based diet to a plant. Third documentary is called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. And this is one individual man, I think his name is Joe Cross, who was about 100 pounds overweight. He was super sick. He's in Australia. And he just decided to go on a plant-based kind of liquid diet where he was just eating vegetables and fruits on a liquid diet. And it just changed his life. And that's what these documentaries are. They're really meant to kind of change your outlook on food and think of food in a different way and take it with a different approach. Like, I think that it's really important to see the research. I just think it's really important. And the next 2 videos are videos about, so there's 2 things that are really important to me in my life. One of them is being cruelty-free, and then another one is animal advocacy. Rescue community here in Southern California. Primarily right now I'm involved with pit bull rescues here in Southern California. And I know that in many parts of the country there's a lot of rescue groups, and people that are in rescue and know rescue know how heartbreaking it is and how rewarding it is. So one of these films is based on the Vick dogs, the Michael Vick dogs. It's called The Champions. It's just a wonderful movie about what happened to these Vick dogs. So if you don't know about the Michael Vick story, Michael Vick was a football player for the Atlanta Falcons, and I believe it was in 2007. His property was raided, and he was running a huge dogfighting ring, just with atrocities that were going on the property with these dogs. So this story, The Champions, is following the rehabilitation of these dogs and what the dogs had to go through, even on a state level, to not just all be put down and be euthanized. One thing about dogs, if any of you are looking your animals, is they're super forgiving. You can do horrible things to them and they forgive. So this story is a story of these dogs and what they went through to be rehabilitated and be put back in society in a normal situation. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful movie. There's a couple clips on it with Michael Vick, and I got nothing to say about him right now. I got nothing to say about him. He spent, I believe, 18 months in prison and then got back out and is playing football again, making millions of dollars. He did atrocities to these dogs, just unthinkable things. So anyways, it's a really wonderful movie. There isn't a lot, again, there's not a lot of graphics in it, but it just tells the story. And it also just helps animal rescue and the things that get done in the animal rescue community. And again, animal rescue is ridiculously rewarding and it's just heartbreaking. And I'm very, very, very involved in it. And I have days and I have situations where I cannot even believe the things that are done at the hands of humans. So with that said, watch The Champions. It's a wonderful, heartwarming movie about the rescue of these dogs that were involved in this horrifying dog fighting ring. Wonderful movie. Watch it on Netflix. Next movie is a film. It's not a documentary. And it's called Okja. And it's just a really nice movie. It's happy, it's sad, it's comedy, it's funny, it's everything. But basically what it's about, animal activism and what we do, animals that we basically farm animals. It's about a new kind of super pig that a company is essentially inventing. They're inventing a super pig that just gets gigantic, and it's just so there's a lot of meat on it. So it's for the meat world. But these animals are like pigs. I have 2 pigs. They're amazing. They're just super cool. They're smarter than my dogs by far, in just many different ways. They just get, pigs are just in tune with whatever is going on. So anyways, this movie is about a company who is beginning the process of developing this super pig. And at the beginning of the movie, there's kind of a contest where they're going to send one super pig to every part of the world and have a farmer raise the super pig for 10 years. So the story is basically the story of the little girl in Japan with her grandfather who raises a super pig, and at the end of the 10 years, they take the pig away to the slaughterhouse. That's what's happening. So it's just a nice way of presenting to the world how things get done in the farming industry. So it's just a really nice movie. There were a couple things in it that I didn't like, and I guess I had to look away. It just was sad. So there are a couple times that I thought, but I'm super weak when it comes to that. I'm super, super weak when it comes to animals and seeing animals get harmed in any way. And no animals do get harmed, but you see it. It's automatically implied in what you're seeing in a couple sections of the movie. But absolutely worth watching. It's just such a warm movie, and it's funny, and it just sheds a light in an easy way on what is going on with farming animals. So I hope you like these movie recommendations. I know it's a little bit off the beaten path, but I thought, hey, this is really cool. I like movies. I think that movies are kind of Americana, and seeing, I was born in Hollywood, California. Movies were a gigantic part of my life. So, and I still continued on. So I hope that you really enjoyed this. I hope that you guys watch these movies. When you watch them, leave comments. Tell me you hated it, you loved it, whatever it is, let me know. I'd like to maybe come back and do this type of thing again, kind of not reviewing videos, but recommending them. So these are 5 recommendations on Netflix that I absolutely think are worth watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, leave any comments that you want to. Thank you so much, and goodbye.